Hi there, it's Jennifer Trask, and welcome to this video on how often should a coach be emailing their list? This is a really great question that comes to me a lot, and a lot of people are sort of fearful about emailing too much or not enough. So I wanted to address this head on. And before I give the answer, I want to set up the reasoning behind the answer so that when I do give it to you, it makes sense. So I think that there are two important things to remember when you're thinking about how often you're going to be emailing your list. So the first thing is understanding why you're doing it in the first place. So for internet marketers, which if you're building a business online, you are an internet marketer, building your email list is the most important asset you're going to have. The reason is because no matter how great Facebook is, and don't get me wrong, I love Facebook. But no matter how great it is or any other social media site that you're on, you don't own it. And therefore, you don't have say in the rules or the changes, or even if it disappears tomorrow. So what you do have control over is your email list. The other side of that coin is that, people can take social media breaks and they might not be on all sites, but everybody checks their email. They might take a day or two off from checking it, or they go on a vacation, but they're always going to come back to their email, right? Getting into people's inboxes is the most important thing you need to be focusing on as you're growing your online coaching business. So the other side of that coin is that the whole point of email marketing is to build a relationship. Now, this is not new news. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. In fact, I was recently on a discovery call with someone who's been in my tribe for a while now, and she said, I have other options, but you're the one I trust the most, and you're who I want to hire. Now, to me, that's a testament to my ability to be consistent, and it's also a testament to the values and theories that I've come up with and that I live by in my business. And so I want to pass these on to you. So when you understand that you're emailing because you want to build a relationship, and how do you build a relationship? You invest time, right? In our world, you add value. You help solve their problem. You help let them get to know you. Because the thing that's really important to understand in coaching, particularly in coaching, is that coaching is a very intimate experience. And people really have to have a level of trust with you and transparency with you in order for them to get the full experience from you. Meaning, if someone doesn't feel like being with you is a safe space, then they're not going to show up fully, and therefore you're not going to be able to help them the way that you could if they would show up fully with you. You know what I mean? So email marketing is a way for them to get to know the real you. It's not really about newsletters. In fact, newsletters seem to be a little bit dying out at this point in time. I think it works for some people, but really what people are really feeling more geared towards is through your stories and through the content that you're adding, how you're adding value to their lives. And I think that's really important. So remember that the purpose of email marketing is to build a relationship with your audience, and you do that through adding value. Now, the second thing that's really important to know before we go to the answer is to understand the buyer's triangle. So give or take where you find this information, because there's been so many studies on it. But I'm just going to give you the general answer if you take kind of a bunch of the studies and fold them into one. So anytime you look at a buyer's triangle, let's say you have 100 ideal clients, and you divide them up 50% here to the bottom. So this 50% never going to buy from you, even though they're your ideal client. Now, of the other 50%, 3 to 5% might be ready to buy right now, sometimes lower. If you're really good, maybe a little higher. There's about a 10 to 20 25% that might be ready in a week or in a month or in 3 months or in 6 months. And then there's another 20 to 25, 30% who might be ready in a year or in 2 years or 3 years. Either way, there's two important things to understand about the buyer's triangle. Number one, that not everybody's ready to buy. In fact, the majority are not. Therefore, you want to build a relationship with them so that when they are ready to buy, when they do join the top of the triangle, you are at the top of their mind. And the other side of that coin is when you're consistently adding value and as well giving offers that people can buy from you. People can buy from you when they're ready up in the corner. So that's just as important, right? Because that will be part of emailing is the selling part. So it's really important to understand this concept of why you're emailing in the first place and what it can do for you in order to answer the question, how often should you be emailing your list? So now I'm going to give you an answer. Now, I think depending on who you ask, you may get a different answer. And that's because different coaches, different marketers are going to come from different experiences. So the main answer is it depends. But from my experience, there is a minimum. So I will tell you the minimum. The minimum amount of time you should be emailing your list is once a week. Minimum. Because any longer, and then they kind of start to forget, or they're just not used to hearing from you that often. It's really important that you become a regular, staple source of awesomeness for them in whatever it is that you're talking about. So from my personal opinion and experience, once a week is your minimum. So then there are going to be weeks where you're going to have more on the go. Maybe you're in the middle of a launch. Maybe you're going to promote a webinar. Maybe you're promoting someone else's product. Maybe you just have something that happened to you personally and you want to share it. It's okay to do that. The best part about email marketing is that you can measure. You can measure it because you're going to be able to look in your autoresponder. You're going to be able to say, okay, sent this many out. Now here's the percentage of unsubscribes and here's the opens, and you're going to be able to tell trends over time. Now it's not going to happen right away, but over time you're going to be able to see, are there trends? How are your open rates when you're emailing weekly? How are they when you're emailing 2 or 3 times a week? And then you're going to be able to start looking at headlines, and while there are different factors that are going to determine open rates or unsubscribe rates, you'll begin to get to know your audience. The other side of the coin is you also can just feel it out from what you like. More than likely, you're on someone's email list right now. So think about how often they email you. Do they email you too much? Do they email you just enough? Or would you like to hear from them more? So that's the answer. It depends, with a minimum of once a week. And then as you build your tribe, you need to feel them out and try different things and experiment. Now, the other thing that I think is really important to mention here is that, especially in the beginning, you want to make sure that you're giving your audience a good bit of value. So when they sign up for something, don't just send them one email. Send them a few emails, a sequence, maybe a video sequence. Maybe some different articles based on whatever they signed up for. Because you want them to get hooked on you as fast as possible. And if they've just opted in for something that is for you, then they're interested. That's them raising their hand. So you want to take advantage of that and continue with that email sequence. Now, if you're wondering what these look like, I want to invite you to a very special webinar that I'm doing with ConvertKit. I'm so excited about this webinar because ConvertKit is an amazing platform for coaches to be able to do a lot of great advanced marketing without it feeling like advanced marketing, because it's really simple. So the webinar is called Connecting More by Doing Less, 8 Marketing Automations You Need Today. I want you to go to, if you're watching this anywhere other than the blog, go to the blog and sign up for it. And join us, because it's going to be a fantastic webinar. It's going to help you understand how you can nurture those who are at sort of the bottom of the buyer's triangle and help bring them up here without any extra work. So now I'd love to hear from you. How often do you email your list? I'd love for you to put it in the comments. And are you going to commit to emailing them more if you don't email them at least once a week? I hope you will. Join us for the webinar, and if you did like this video, please share it with a friend. They will be grateful, so will I, and it's just so much more fun to have everyone to the party. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.